Hey guys, what's going on? Eric here with driverlineup.com, world's okayest steering wheel holder, self-proclaimed. As your host, I'm going to talk today about our brand new Prime Inc. 2022 Peterbilt 579 Ultraloft that we've ordered. Give you some details on what our costs are going to be, the upgrades that we did or the extras. I said some time ago that I'd be doing an expanded video on this. So now's the time. It took me a full day to recuperate today from a little bit of a party last night. And I'm not much of I don't really drink much anymore, you guys. And thanks to Johnson's Logic, it just got a little out of control last night. So this video is super late today. But I did want to make sure and make it. But before we get into the guts of the video, I want to make sure that you guys know the contest for the Blue Parrot, brand new in the box, Blue Parrot B450 XT headset is still going on. It doesn't end until Wednesday, this coming Wednesday at noon, which would be the 13th, I think. Now, a lot of you may be watching this video long after the fact. That's okay. You should still go kind of take the steps that are involved because Johnson's Logic is a great channel. He only has 70 subscribers to go to reach that 1,000 subscriber mark. And that's basically the contest, is just to help him get over that 1,000 subscriber mark. So we got to get there, guys. It is Saturday, which still gives us a couple days to get him there. I'm going to link to the contest video below so that you can kind of see the details. I don't want to bloviate too much about it in this video. Make sure you go watch that video to get the details. Super easy to enter. It is going to be completely random as to who wins. So please go check that out, and then we'll get into this video and talk about the new Pete. Okay guys, so let's talk about our new truck order. So to give you guys a little bit of a backstory, for those of you who don't know, when I first went lease back in early 2019, I leased a brand new Freightliner Cascadia. It was a 2020 Freightliner Cascadia. Great truck. I didn't have too many complaints about it, to be honest with you, until I ran that truck as a team truck. There's some things that I didn't like about it. That's going to be the case with any truck. But when we started running as a team truck, Jen and I, man, I could not sleep in that truck. The suspension on the Freightliner is absolutely terrible. It just has no shock absorption. And from all of my research, there's not really a whole lot that you can do to change that. And for that reason, really that reason alone, it was pretty much that reason alone. I'm just being honest with you guys. Sleep when you're running as a team truck is paramount. So if you can't get sleep as you're running a team truck, it's going to be a big problem. And it was becoming a big problem for us. So we went ahead and ordered a 2021 Peterbilt 579 Ultraloft. Now, in hindsight, I so wish that I could have waited a little bit longer and went ahead and done the lease purchase then. But I didn't. It is what it is. We're where we are. And quite frankly, my plan is not to be driving a truck 4 or 5 years from now. So I can't say, I know some people say, well, just finish the lease out that you're on right now and then do a lease purchase. Well, I don't want to be driving a truck that long. I have other plans that we're going to be sharing here on the channel, very much involving Prime and very much involving trucking. But I just can't see myself certainly not running a team truck that long. So it doesn't really work for our timelines. So, I am going to end up being, by the time I get this new truck, a year into my second lease, and I'm gonna basically gonna lose the money on that, lose my lease completion bonus, if you will. So it just is what it is. I mean, after watching Lyle's videos, and I've actually talked to Lyle from No Hippie Trucking and Transportation about the lease purchase program. I've talked to a lot of other drivers about the lease purchase program. I've done the math, I've put the pen to paper. I've talked to Pedigree. I know that some of you have said, hey, you should just go to Pedigree and you can buy a used truck for $60,000. Yes, but look, guys, I know too many. I'm not saying that a used truck can't be good for you, but I know too many instances. Mad Hatter, or not Matt, he goes by Mad Hatter Discord, riding with Kev, who just came over to Prime from TMC, took a truck partially through its lease, and there was no indication there was anything wrong with it. He got like 15 miles off the Prime lot, and he had that truck towed several times within the first few weeks. It was so bad that Prime just scrapped the whole deal and gave him a brand new Freightliner Cascadia. That was a Freightliner that he had that problem with. So I think for me, because it's my business, and it's because we have such a unique way of running our truck, because we're a couple team truck, I want every mile on my truck to be a mile that I drove. I want it to be a mile that I'm responsible for, that I know what happened with, if something was bumped or hit, or whatever happened. I understand that. I know the implications of what happens with that truck. I know how it's run. I know how it climbs hills, because it's us. It's one of us doing all those actions. So with that being the case, we did decide to go ahead and place our order for our 2022 Peterbilt Ultraloft 579. Now, just like any other truck, the Peterbilt has its pluses and minuses. One of the biggest minus to me is the fact that you cannot get warranty work done at like TAs, Loves, or in a lot of cases, even the Prime terminals. And I know Volvo has kind of the same issues, and that to me, it's not, like I asked my fleet manager once, because I talked to another, sorry for that quick pause. I forgot to put my phone on airplane mode, so I just got a call, which interrupts. Anyway, I talked to another fleet manager who said that he would not allow Peterbilts or Volvos on his fleet, period. He just wouldn't do it. He was a Freightliner only lease fleet. So I asked my fleet manager about it, and I was like, is it, because we had just gotten our Peterbilt and we were having some problems with it. I said, is this really, this is kind of scary to me. Do you tend to see these breaking down more than Freightliners? My fleet manager said, no, they do not break down more than Freightliners. It just seems like they're more problematic because it's a more dramatic situation in that they always have to go to a dealership. That's a huge, huge con to me. And having been in the shop with my truck, now my truck is finally, it's got its, its sails are up, and my truck is broken in. It's at under 70,000 miles, and that's it's got its stride right now. Knock on wood. I mean, there's probably still going to be some things go wrong with it, but all the big stuff has been ironed out, and my truck is running great. But still, when something happens to have to go to a dealership, is just, some dealerships are not open 24 hours, and they're all backed up with trucks that are being worked on. So it's not like the Prime terminal or a TA where you're going to be able to get in line and get the truck in the shop that day. It's going to be, well, we'll try to work you in 3 days from now. That's the situation with a dealership. It's terrible. There's a couple other things, and I really hope they address this with the 2022 model. I've seen a lot of rumors out there that they're changing the body style with the 2022 model. I've seen the pictures of the dash, which is completely different, all LED, all digital. I know some of you super truckers, old schoolers, are gonna be like, I want gauges. Hey, I'm a steering wheel holder. I'm happy with some high tech shit. Give me some Tron. What I saw, I was excited about. So they're making some changes, and that's a good thing, because a couple of the other negatives of the truck that I have is that it has some vibrations that drive me up the wall. The cup holders in that thing are a pain in the ass. They are flimsy, they're cheap. Now, most of the truck is a much classier, much more comfortable. It feels wider open. It's just a better quality feeling interior, except for those damn cup holders that slide out. I hate them. The steering wheel column vibrates at 60, anywhere from 58 to 61 miles per hour if it's under load. There's a couple things that I really hope they addressed. But on the pro side, the biggest pro for me, now that I've been driving this truck for almost 70,000 miles, is that the ride is substantially smoother. I mean, it can handle, we hit a good deep pothole, I-70 across Indianapolis. There's no way to avoid the fact that you're gonna get jarred around a bit. It doesn't matter what truck you're in. But just your just average road, cracks that have been sealed up, things like potholes that have been filled, which are still bumpy. The Peterbilt just kind of glides over that stuff and actually has shock absorption. It's got a slightly bigger bed, and all around it's just a much more comfortable truck. And honestly, it's a much more comfortable truck to drive. It is a really pleasant drive. It's a much smoother start, acceleration when you're at a light, and it's just a much smoother rollout. It doesn't buck like the Freightliner wanted to buck. It's a little bit better of a climber. Not great, but you can only have strength or good fuel economy. Can't have both. So it's not great, but it pulls a lot better than my Freightliner did. So it has proven to be the right kind of truck for us in terms of running a team truck. And having gotten that experience under our belt with the Peterbilt, now that we've worked out all the stuff, all the problems that we had a headlight issue, it was a wiring harness. We had a zip tie at the manufacturer left on the drive shaft that punched holes in the airbags. We had some shit that needed to be ironed out, but once I got ironed out, man, the truck is great. It is a great truck. I love it. I love the door on the side. It's just a great truck. So we're staying Peterbilt. Absolutely no question about it. We do not want to drive a Freightliner now. If I was solo, or if my second truck is likely going to be a Freightliner, it is our objective to build a small fleet. So to have a company driver driving for me, I would prefer them be in a Freightliner Cascadia, just because the fuel mileage is just incredible. It cannot be beat. So that's where I would look at a Freightliner Cascadia. But for me, my truck, what we're driving, we're staying Peterbilt. So all that said, here's the details about our truck order now that it's been placed. So anyone who's done some research on this with Prime knows that you have a $14,000 deposit. That of course is applied toward the purchase price of the truck. You have to put $1,000 down instantly before they'll even order the truck from the manufacturer, and you have to pay for the extras. You can finance, if your fleet manager approves of it, you can finance those extras over a 10-week period. So if you do $2,000 in extras, they're gonna pull out $200 a week from your settlement to pay for those extras. So now my down payment's a little bit less because I've been leasing for so long. So it goes down for, I think, every year you've been leasing. So I think after 1 year of leasing, it goes down by $1,000, 2 years down by $2,000, with a minimum of an $8,000 down payment. So I'm not exactly sure how that works, but I know that mine was $1,000 less. So $13,000. So I had to pay the $1,000, and I'm also being charged for my extras on a weekly basis. So the color we got is the exact same color that we currently have, which is gunmetal effect gray. Love it. We chose that color not because we really like that color so much, but because I had a dark purple Freightliner Cascadia, and it was a bitch to keep that truck clean in the winter. The salt was just, it looks so bad. But then conversely, if you get a really, really light color, you have the other problem, bugs and things like that in the summer, mud. That's obviously going to show up on a light color. So we tried to pick something that was right in the middle, and it ended up working out really well. Now, my truck has been, holy crap, my phone has been quiet all day, and I'm getting call after call after call trying to make this damn video. Gotta go to airplane mode next time. Sorry, guys. Anyway, I know I can edit it too, but I got my computers, I got problems. I'm just splicing this together on the phone for you. Anyway, the color we chose, my truck has been absolutely filthy for the last few weeks with salt and, you know, just winter grime. But you can't tell that it's filthy from 15 or 20 feet away. It's only when you go to fuel that you rub against it and you're gonna get salt and grime all over your coat. Like you can tell when you're right up against it, you know, you're in the fuel island, but it actually really worked out as far as the color and looking clean through thick and thin, through all of it. So it's a great color. We love it. We're gonna stay with that color, gunmetal effect gray. That is the color of our truck. On the extras, we did go with the black grill, the black crown they call it, which I had to have. I already wanted to have the black grill before I saw Million Mile Man's new truck, which looks absolutely beautiful. Million Mile Man, if you watch this video, your truck is beautiful. I gotta have it. Like it's gonna be my truck. I want the black grill. So that's $500 roughly. So that was the first extra. The second extra is the keyless entry, which is, there's a couple different features of the keyless entry. I think Do It All had, they told me about some of this. I just couldn't, I'm not exactly sure. It's not just, you know, being able to lock and unlock your truck, which that's great as you're walking away from it, just to give yourself some peace of mind that you did lock it. For me, when Jenna's asleep and Remy's in the truck and I need to run into a rest area and I don't have a lot of time, it's great for me because the Peterbilt, you can't just press the lock button, get out and close the door, because it's trying to prevent you from locking your keys inside your truck, which I did with my Freightliner Cascadia. So on the driver's side, you have to put the key in the door and lock it and then walk away. It won't let you just press the lock button, get out and close the door. So we got that. I think that was, I want to say $85. We opted for the HID headlights, which I had mentioned in my video before that I was considering not doing. Lyle from No Hipping and Trucking and Transportation convinced me to do it. I do so much night driving, and we're a team truck, so we run all hours of the day. And sometimes, now I don't have a problem seeing at night. Jenna has more difficulty, so she needs good headlights. And sometimes if there's a little bit of light in the sky, it almost like cancels out the low light from the low beams on the Peterbilt and makes you wonder if the headlights are even on, to be honest with you. So I know they're expensive to replace. I think they're like $85 to replace one of those things, but he swears by them. He says they're excellent. So I convinced myself to do it. That's about $300. And then the final extra that we got was the air dam, which is a big leather piece with a cushion on it that goes over on the inside of the door. And that just helps with winter, keeping cold air out, and in the summer, keeping hot air out. And I think that was like $80. So, but it is a case that door really heats up in the summer, and that's right where your head is. And it really gets cold, especially going down the interstate when it's 10 degrees out, 10 degrees outside, and you're hauling down the interstate 65 miles per hour. Jenna's driving. I'm laying right there. Man, it's just cold air. So that was kind of an important piece. I think that was like $80. So all in all, we spent about $1,000 on extras. What we did not do is we did not go with disc brakes. It's like $1,300, and I just couldn't. I don't know. Some of you are probably going to disagree with it, but I see no problem with my current brakes. You know, and honestly, we don't use our brakes that much. Maybe some of you drivers do. The Peterbilt's Jake brake system is so superior to the Freightliners. You don't toggle it all day long. You just set it where you want, set your cruise control. It does the rest. So it's to me, it holds the truck a lot better than the Freightliner did. I don't really use my brakes that much, and when I do use my brakes, the brakes work fine. So are disc brakes better? Yes, of course. Safety thing, okay, maybe. I couldn't, to me, it just didn't make any sense to spend an extra $1,300. It just didn't. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. I'm just saying, like, if there was something with my current drum brakes that I would say, gosh, I really need these to work better doing X, Y, or Z, or I wish they did, I don't have any of that. I don't have any complaints about my current brakes. I don't see anything wrong with them. So I'm happy with the way my truck brakes, so didn't go with that. We also didn't upgrade the seats, and the reason is we actually want to go pick out our own seats. Prime doesn't really give you, they have some good seats, they have like level 1, 2, 3, but they're very expensive to get good seats. And if we're gonna pay that kind of money, we wanna pick like seats of the color we want, the fabric that we want. So when we're ready to upgrade our seats, we'll go do that on our own. We've actually been to several places that sell seats, even some Peterbilt dealerships that we've sat in their seats and we're like, oh my God, this is what we want. I don't want to spend $2,000 or $3,000 on seats that I can't see, I can't feel, I can't sit in. I don't know if they're going to be comfortable. I don't know if they're not going to be comfortable. To me, that was a big ask for something sight unseen. So we decided that, look, we'll get the truck, and when we're ready, we'll just go pay cash or use a business credit card. It's a business expense to go buy the seats that we want. They're going to be expensive no matter how you slice it. So that's what we did. Now, I want a step box. I already have a step box, so I didn't have to buy a step box. I will just have to pay the parts and labor to get it moved from my current truck to the new truck. And we already have the actual $700 fridge for the Peterbilt, which is an amazing refrigerator. It's not as big as we'd like, but it's much bigger than just a dorm, tiny little refrigerator. Totally works for us, and it is a very good refrigerator, very low power consumption, just a really nice, classy, nice lights inside. It's very sturdy because it's actually bolt screwed into the cabinet, so we already have that refrigerator too. So we already have step box and refrigerator that's like almost fit with parts and labor, $1,500 or more. We already have that. So things that we're going to do in the future with this truck, we are actually considering getting the what is it called? Something coated, like powder coated rims for the tires and steps. Probably do those black. Not right away, maybe right away. I'm not sure, but that's our goal too, to eventually kind of make some customizations, maybe do some fender work, not the crazy over the fender thing. Our truck can't look that sexy. It's a it's a 579. It ain't a 379. Get our own custom mud flaps, some things like that. But so that's basically where we're at. The order has been placed. We chose our date. We wanted July 4th because it's Independence Day, and we thought that was a really symbolic day, to actually get our own truck, to become owner operators, but that is a Saturday this year, so they set it for the 6th, and leasing said that was a very realistic day, because the manufacturers are catching up on truck orders. So that is the situation with our Peterbilt, our new 2022 Peterbilt. We are gonna then work towards right away, because again, this is $15,000 that you've got to come up with before you can take the truck. So it's not like we're immediately going to be able to turn around and order our second truck, but it is our goal to be able to place that order for the second truck sometime this year, 2021. so that if we don't if we don't have our 2 trucks, we'll at least have one and have the second one on order. So that's the story, guys. So sorry I'm late on this. I know I've got keep getting questions. Hey, what extras did you get? What's going on with your Peterbilt? You know, at the end of the day, we know a lot of drivers that have these trucks that run them way over 500,000 miles. And as long as you take really good care of the truck, the warranty, I believe, is up to 400,000, 600,000 miles. Can't remember. For 4 years, I think. So as long as you take really good care of the truck, you know, even if you have like a $10,000 situation after you own the truck, you don't have a truck payment. So you're literally pocketing $5,000 a month that you weren't able to pocket before. So once you get out of the warranty phase, once you own the truck, yes, you're then responsible for maintenance and things breaking down, but the money, you're bringing an extra $60,000 a year too. You know what I'm saying? So Lyle has a lot more of those numbers, and it makes a lot of sense. So plus you have the asset itself, which is pretty incredible. So at the end of just a regular lease, you can potentially get $20,000 or roughly that. Most people have damage and things that they take money out for, and they don't get that whole 20. So let's say you get $13,000 to $15,000 back. You took good care of your truck. Okay, that's great. But in this case, I actually get the truck itself. So you're getting $13,000 to $15,000 back for a truck that Pedigree is then going to go sell for $60,000. I have the truck that could be sold for $60,000. So to me, it's such a better way to go. And I wish that we had done it sooner, but here we are. And at least we're making a decision now. Very happy about it. And you know, that's why we love Prime. There's just different opportunities to do a lot of really cool stuff. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. It is now Sunday. Thank you all for the well wishes and congratulations on what happened last night with the proposal. Is very encouraging. We will dig into the comments here in the next day or two. So that's it for this update. Thank you guys so much again. Be good, be safe, make good decisions, and as always, drive to thrive. Talk to you soon.